Alright, what's up guys? Tony here from Tony's Toolbox. And today we're doing something way different. So we're in my furnace room, and my pilot assembly has apparently gone bad. So what I've done is I've ordered some parts, and we've disconnected the two retaining bolts right there, and that is what we're going to be replacing today. Now, let's just go ahead and consider it a fun, hey, kill some time and watch Tony do some stuff video more than a how-to. I am not an HVAC certified whatever. I do know what I'm doing. This furnace is fucking, I don't know, probably 20 years old, and I keep pumping money into it, $100 here, $100 there, because I don't have the $3-4 grand to get a new furnace, even though I'm overdue. But I mean, hey, why? You know, if you could fix it for $100, why spend $3 grand? So right there's our pilot assembly. Hold on, let me try to get some kind of way to hold this up. It's right over here. We're going to take these two screws out, and we're going to pull this whole thing out. I called the fine gentleman over at this place. Now, if you've ever have anything break on your... These guys are out in Kansas City. Awesome to deal with. If you've ever had anything break on your... furnace or air conditioning, and you actually know what you're doing, if you're not an actual HVAC certified person, most places won't sell to you without some sort of I don't know what you want to call it, either a proof of license, or you actually have to have some sort of, you know, working pass with them where your company's affiliated with theirs, and then they'll sell to you. These guys, super cool, out of Kansas City, ship super fast, very, very helpful, awesome guys. So let me rip this box open. We'll see what the new stuff we got is, and then we'll start kind of putting it together. All right? Be right back. All right, so basically this is what we're working with. We got the new pilot burner. New aluminum tubing, which we're going to have to form ourselves and cut to the proper length. Very cool. And a new flame sensor. So, okay, I should probably preface this before we go any further. I know I kind of said, you know, whatchamacallit, this is not a how-to. The thing with heating and air conditioning is it's very dangerous if you don't know what you're doing at all. And you'll see a lot of, you know, that's why it's always recommended that you actually call a professional, okay? I'm an avid do-it-yourselfer, and, you know, some things I won't tackle, but this isn't very complicated. You'll hear HVAC guys say it is, because obviously they want you to hire them so they make some money. But when it's really, really easy stuff, I mean, this isn't that much more complicated than replacing an air filter, which is what we're sitting on right now, which I'm also going to do. There's not much to it. So there's no shame in calling the guy if it's above your wheelhouse. That's okay. That's what the guy's there for. But, you know, if it's easy enough, something like this, a couple little screws, a couple connections, it's literally your one electrical cord. Here, actually, let me move back over to the burner, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. All right, so you have this one orange wire right over there, and that is going to get chased. You just follow it. Sorry, the lighting in here is terrible. You just chase it up, and it goes on this brick over here. So you're literally pulling one plug out, popping those two screws out, the two flatheads right there, lining everything up new, and then we're rebending this line, this aluminum line. See, it's got a couple kinks and stuff in it, so I ordered a new one. And that's where your gas will come from the pilot. So what's happening with this particular unit is everything still works, except it won't light itself. So what I've been doing very dangerously for the last couple days while I was waiting for the shipment to come in was to take a extremely long needle nose plier and manually light this because it's still freezing over here. So all I did was get the igniter started back in there, and then it would light up, and once it hit my desired temperature, it would go off, and then the house would slowly start cooling down again because obviously it wouldn't kick back in like it's supposed to. So pretty sure this is the problem. Might not be, but hey, that's the problem with this not being our actual area of expertise. You got your power on the side. You always want to cut that before you do anything. I probably should have did that already, but all I really did is remove this one little panel with a quick nut driver. As you can hear, it's nice and quiet now. So what we're going to do is we're going to start by taking those two flathead screws out. All right. And then we're going to pull the old assembly out, and I can kind of show you guys what it looks like and how easy it's going to be to replace all this. All right. Be right back, guys. All right. Here we go. Disconnected. So now it's coming out. This we don't really care about because we're replacing it. This is the aluminum tube. See, the flame sensor is in terrible condition. The igniter is in terrible condition. So I just ordered all of this. Less than $100. This probably would have been a $300 or $400 fix had the guy come out. Literally one wire right now. Disconnect this. I believe that's a 7/16, probably standard because this is old and American. You know what I mean? New flame sensor. Boom. Done, 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 done. All right. So this is already pretty much out, and the other side, you just follow the line. Sorry, I'm not kind of off camera. I'll go right here to where your gas comes in. Oh, obviously turn your gas off as well, plus the power. Doing shit out of order, but hey, safety, safety, safety. You know what I'm saying? So here you go. So just disconnect it on that side as well. Yeah. So we're going to... I think we'll open the new stuff up first, take a peek at it, and then we'll start with installing the tube. Or actually, we're going to have to put the flame sensor in the new bracketing and all that, and run a new tube, and then we'll bend it accordingly because it's actually got to come up through here because that plate is going to cover everything right here. All right. Here's all the new stuff. Here's the new one. I just made it, hold it up to the old one to make sure it's A-okay. And we're just going to have to slide the new flame sensor right over here. You want the flame sensor by the igniter. And that's it. Your tube will go here. You rescrew those two screws in here on the bracket. Plug this one cord in. And we do have to cut the tube to the proper length because unfortunately they only sold 5-footers. And that thing is like maybe 18 inches, so I'm going to actually disconnect the other side and measure it out so I get the proper length. These are kind of cool. You don't have to flare them. Apparently, I talked to the tech on the phone when they're selling me these. I'm not sure if it's factual or not yet, but apparently these are those, the fittings that actually compress onto this once you snug them up and kind of, seal up that way. So this just runs a little bit of gas to get the pilot started. That's all it is. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to go back out to the garage and cut this to length to match the other tube. So I'll be right back, guys. All right, so I'm kind of getting an ish here. This one has a lot of more bends and turns. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give myself an extra inch or two just to compensate. Plus I clipped off the ends because I actually got shorted one of these guys, so I'm going to reuse one of the old ones. And there's the rest of the new hardware. And once I cut those things off like this is for the gas to come through. Wow, the lighting is atrocious. So this actually got to sit on the tube with the compression fitting. So I mean, yeah, I'm definitely going to give myself an extra couple inches. Just a little mini tubing cutter because this stuff is kind of brittle and whatnot. You don't want to bend. You want to cut cleanly. If you've never used one of these before, it's all about slow and steady. What you do is you tighten it till it's just touching. and you rotate it a couple times, 2 or 3 times. You ring it around the tube you're trying to cut. Then you squeeze a little bit more and you cut again. You don't want to force it. You don't want to go too fast. It's like the tortoise and the hare here. You know what I mean? Slow and steady wins the race. And sure enough, little by little, it'll chop it as this thing compresses further and further and further after every couple turns, and you'll get through. So, be right back. Here's a little progress report. As you can see, I'm starting to cut into it. You just swing it around 2-3 times. Keep squeezing. Swing it around 2 or 3 more times. Keep squeezing. You get through. And there we got it. A nice clean cut. So now we're going to set everything up with the compression fittings. Bring this downstairs. Make sure I didn't totally screw myself by cutting too short or whatnot, but I should be a-okay. And then it'll be time for the old reinstallation. So, all right, be right back, guys. All right, so here's the first end. That's the part that's actually going to go into where the gas comes out. Compression fitting. And then the old unit. This will slide on one side, and on the other side, we're just going to put one of these facing the other direction. And that should be it. All right, let's go see how this all works. I was wrong. They didn't short me. It's already, the other end is connected on the actual pilot assembly. Look at that, with the other compression fitting sitting inside. So you don't need any of the old hardware. See, we're learning as we go, folks. Learning as we go. All right, so there's the first end all set up. As you can see, tightened up nice and snug, ready to go. What we're going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and put the flame sensor in its location so I can start mounting this and slowly start bending this to my desired path. I'm going to follow as closely as I can to the old one, but you know, I don't want to do that until I absolutely have to. So I want to get this nice mounted, situated, plug the electrical cord in, and then start making the bends and working our way back outward to reconnect the other end then. All right, so we'll be back after the flame sensor's mounted, and I think I'm just going to go ahead and mount the whole thing, and then we'll kind of go around with the tube, figure that out as we go. Alrighty? Alright, we are mounted like a fat chick on prom. So, what we're going to do now, we got this orange wire, and we got the gas line. They're supposed to come on these, on these 2 slots. The gas line comes out here, and the orange cord will come over here so that the cover can come up. So I'm going to run the orange cord real fast, kind of like that. That comes up here to the power box. I don't know the technical terminology for this. It's actually way back here, the connection. It's at the tippy top on this particular model. So we're going to go ahead and do that real quick. And then we're going to start, as you can see, we kind of got this thing that kind of has to come up through here and kind of make a U and connect right. Wow, this is hard to do all this at one time. With the recording and the holding the flashlight, it comes right here. So we're going to try to make like a U that follows pretty much this other gas line. We're going to kind of mimic that, but come up to here, obviously, with the other compression fitting. So first I'm going to get the cord in, then we're going to snug this up. And then we should be good to go. It'll be time for reassembly. So give me a minute. I'll be right back. All right, guys? All right. Hold on. Something kind of, where is it? Oh, like that. You don't want extreme bends where you're going to get kinks or whatnot. You just want to gradually turn, allowing the gas to go through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to button everything up. I got this little, hold on. I have this little guard thingy to pop over here and make sure everything closes, and put this lid back on with the 2 pins that are holding in and all that stuff. And then I'll come back for us to fire it up. All right. Make sure everything works okay. All right. So We're all done, except there's a screw that goes there and a screw that goes there, but just in the event something didn't work right, I'm not completely buttoning up shop. So we're about to try to fire it up. And by my calculations, one of three things can happen. The first of which, we did it right. Fires right up. We diagnosed it correctly, fixed everything, and I have heat again, even though it's late spring and I'll probably only need it for another week or two. But I'll have heat again, because it's still freezing over here in the Chicagoland area. Option 2, I did something wrong, but nothing catastrophic happened. So we're A-okay, we go back in, we make some adjustments and hopefully get it working. Or option 3, this all blows up in my face, and this is the last video for Tony's Toolbox of all time. So, I'm having my last cigarette just in case. No, I'm kidding. This should fire right up. But what I am going to do is move this away for a second because I am about to turn the gas back on, and I don't want any early fireworks. Then the thermostat's already kicked and it's already on and it's already calling for heat. So it should kick in relatively quickly, and we're going to go ahead and film it all through the vent. All right, let's give this a shot. Gas is back on. Furnace is back on. Yep. Give me some gas. Oh, it works. Light up, bitch. Light up, you bitch. Give it to me. Give it to me. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That'll do it. I know this has nothing to do with normal stuff, but hell, it's a repair. Might help someone out there. If anyone's wondering, this is a, what the hell is this? A Lennox Heat, Whisper Heat from way back in the day. All right. Give me 1 sec, and then we'll close the video out. All right, guys, so I came outside to enjoy the rest of my smoke. We just finished up. Obviously, whenever you're tackling anything like this, whether it's in your wheelhouse or out of it, like this is clearly out of my wheelhouse, you obviously want to be as safe as possible. You know what I mean? Cut off the gas, cut off the electricity. If it's a little too scary, feel free to call the guy. That's what they're there for. But the point I'm trying to make with this kind of stuff is if you're mechanically inclined, you know what I mean? It's not as scary as it may seem to be. In fact, a lot of the HVAC stuff's a lot easier than working on the stuff that I normally do. You know what I mean? It's just a couple bolts, couple screws, and a couple wires, and you're done. You know, just use caution. Use your head. You know what I mean? Of course, an HVAC guy who's a professional is going to steer you away from trying to do some of the simple stuff on your own because it takes money out of their pocket. But the fact of the matter is it's really easy, and it'll save you a lot of coin. So, you know, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making this one. It was kind of cool going through this also with you guys. So, be safe out there, all those other things. We'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.